This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm dangerous. So dangerous.
Hello, Body Slams podcast viewers, and welcome to Thursday Night Slam. I'm one of your co-hosts. I am Chio Frost, and we have a show for you. At the top of the hour, you got to see the rundown of all of our Devereaux Sports podcast team. We're practically on every night of the week. And a quick shout out to all of our affiliates out there. The guys at the Tornado Tag Podcast, the 2300 Wrestling Podcast, Tiffany Ann over at the oh my God, I botched this right away. But also we have Conversación de Lucha Libre and a host of others. I will get them up on the screen as soon as possible, as within our graphics. It will happen, but I'm quite excited for tonight. But first and foremost, let me bring in our co-host of the show, and that's none other than that Italian stallion himself. He is that Image guy, Joey Image.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. Evening, Joseph. I want to say good morning because of Breakfast and Body Slams we do.
I was about to say that myself.
I know.
This is my first Thursday night show, by the way.
Oh my God,
Which
really?
You knew that. Come on, man.
Well, I'm getting old. I'm up there with you.
Getting.
Yeah, but the grace kicked in. But
hey, let me ask you a question, because I was talking to our guest about this earlier. When did you get started in the business? You've been in longer than I've been, right?
94.
Oh my God, you got
September 24th, 1994. Reading,
so you have
Pennsylvania.
over 5 years on me. Okay, because I had mentioned to him earlier. I said the other guy's been in the business longer than I have, and I just hit 23 years in December. So you're 5 years, a little over 5 years longer than I am.
I'll be 46,
man,
and in 2 more years it'd be 3 decades around just doing stuff, whether if it was wrestling, reffing, ring announcing, managing, working behind the scenes, doing whatever. I stay active, but you know what? This is not about us, Joseph.
I know. I just I mentioned to him earlier, and I was kind of thinking, I don't know if that's correct. So
look,
I wanted to clear the air a little bit. Oh yeah.
If you keep this up, you might end up being one of his topics on.
Oh, you got a ref and rant about me.
Exactly.
Let me tell you about this prick from New Jersey.
Yeah, for real. But Joseph, please take it away. Bring in our guest of the evening.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta find my mouse pointer here somewhere. I got it. I'm good. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers, I just want to introduce to you our guest for this evening. A guy I consider a very close friend, very good friend. I have learned a lot from this guy just talking to him. Not even, not even in the ring training or anything like that. Just learned a lot from talking, reading his book, which I've got right here. Guys, legendary. I'm going to say legendary. Capital L. You know what? I'll go as far as capital L-E. Okay. I'll give him the L-E. Legendary WWE referee for over 2 decades, Mr. Jimmy Korderas. There we go.
Wow. Joey, thank you for that intro. My goodness, a lot to live up to. I'm.
Thank you for being here with us.
And Chio, pleasure to be on here with you as well. You know, like you said, I'm being honest. If there's one thing that I am, if you've watched any of my ref and rants, I'm honest, regardless of who I'm talking about. And I know I get the
enlightened.
The enlightened, as I like to call them, pointing their fingers, saying, "Oh, you're just a shill for the guys you used to work with." I said, "I don't work for them anymore. There's no reason to be." You know what I mean? And I just being honest, and contrary to popular opinion, I want the new guys to succeed and do well, because when they do well, the business does well overall. And I want the business to do well. I have friends there. I have friends at Impact. I have friends at NWA. I want everybody to do well.
Exactly. You know, we've talked about this before, but the people that say the WWE shill thing, and I see it. I mean, you know, sometimes I respond, and you and I'll go back and forth joking about it, but they never bring up, or they never show their face when you. I don't want to. I don't know. Bash. Bash is not really the right word. When you criticize, critique, something that's WWE related, they never have anything to say then. But you know, when a ref on a Wednesday night show does something that, I don't know, a ref shouldn't do or whatever, you know what I mean? They're all over you, and I'm like, man, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into the enlightened crowd, but one thing came up. I'm just gonna bring this up really quick, Chio. Okay. We'll get to the thing in a second, the weekend in a second. I just something came online today that I saw that kind of bothered me, that somebody, and I don't even remember who it was, somebody from AEW is not having their contract renewed, and the reason was budget cuts.
Right.
Which is something that I heard another company not too far from where I live say. You know, a lot of like 81 different people this past year or whatever it was, and none of the Wednesday night fans had anything derogatory to say about it. Just that the roster's so big, you know, they have to kind of cut down. But when it was the other companies saying that, everything was, you know, that guy VKM, what a POS he is, and Jimmy's too nice of a guy to swear in front of, so I'm gonna.
No, you can go ahead.
No, I know.
Go ahead. I'll swear in Canadian.
We're trying to clean it up a little bit here. We're trying to get.
Well, it's hard when you're an Italian from Jersey. I mean, I don't know how to, you know. But it's just something that I noticed, that nobody had anything to say about the budget cuts reason for this company. But you know, the big company, everyone's all over them when that's a reason.
Yeah, well, I kind of understand it, because I don't even want to call them the enlightened. They want to gravitate to this new company. They want to see a resurgence of what we had back in the day when we had the Monday Night Wars with WCW and WWE going head to head, and they want to see that again. And I get it. And there were people who chose sides, and that's what they're doing here, is they're choosing sides, and instead of trying to enjoy the business as a whole, which is what I'm trying to do as well. You know, don't get me wrong. I see things on WWE that make me go, what was that? And I see things in AEW, you know, and I do have an issue with some of the officiating in AEW, not the officials themselves, but you know, the presentation of how they present themselves in the ring. That's all. You know what I mean? And I bash that, and I get called well, that's because you're jealous that you're not there. No, you know what? After all those years on the road, I'm kind of happy to be home with the missus for a little while.
Yeah. All right, I understand that. You know, I had a conversation with somebody 2 or 3 days ago about the same thing, and they were like, so I never made it big. I was never on every Monday night TV or weekly Monday night television or anything like that. I don't have millions of dollars in the bank, but for 15 years, I worked every weekend all over, up and down the East Coast, a little bit of Canada. I did some, I did Hamilton, Ontario a few times. They hated me there. I should have worn my Hamilton heel shirt. I have a shirt with the front of it says Canada sucks, and the back of it's got the. I wouldn't wear it in front of you, but the back of it's got the maple leaf with like that no smoking sign, that crossed out thing that I had made, and I didn't. You know what? I didn't even come out to the crowd the first time I worked there. They just announced me as being from New Jersey. In the great country of the USA is how I was introduced, and they booed me already. And then I came out and I saw that they saw that, and they were like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Oh, I thought I was gonna get killed." It was great, but I forgot where I was even going with that. But yeah, so I had a conversation a couple of days ago, and somebody was like, you know, I understand that you weren't on the road every single day, but what did you do? What did you do the weekends after you stopped wrestling? And I'm like, man, went to concerts. I don't know, at the flea markets. I hung at home a lot and just relaxed. Like
Yep.
even though guys like Chio and myself were never on Monday Night Raw every week or Nitro every week or Dynamite or whatever, we still gave up Friday, Saturday, Sundays every weekend. So
Right.
once I stopped, I mean, I didn't stop on my own terms, but my story, but once I stopped and my injuries kind of cooled down a little bit and I felt a little bit more healthy, I guess is the right way to put it. Man, I just hung out at home. It's great.
Yep. No, sorry to Chio to interrupt you. It's not that I haven't done anything. I'm able to occasionally pick and choose a little spot where I show up. Like, for example, Tommy Dreamer will come up here and do a House of Hardcore show, and he'll buzz me and say, "Hey, are you available?" I said, "For you, Tommy." "Yeah, absolutely, man." Stuff like that.
That's great.
Yeah. So it's awesome when you get to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. I mean, it comes with being an independent, I guess. I mean, I chose all of them if I could have, but but I don't know. I think I appreciated being home much more after the 15 years of being every weekend, not being home. Just being home on a weekend, I should say, because during the week I had a day job, so I was home all the time.
Right.
During the week at least. But I mean, I missed that, like going out and dinners with my family and like whatever. My nephew's birthday, I missed a few years in a row and stuff like that. But
I know exactly what you're saying, because there's times where
you have a kid. Yeah, I don't have anything.
Well, I'm driving the shows though. Even now, I'm still doing shows, but I'm running sound. I'm running sound equipment and stuff now. So, but I come to realize, like, damn, I'm making a lot more money doing this than I was in the ring. I'm like, hell, I should have done this a long. Yeah, I should have done this a long time ago. But as I'm driving like on a Saturday morning or whatever to these shows, and I see these yard sales, flea marks. I'm like, man, I want to go. I'm so jealous. Like, what the hell? I'm like, man, I get pissed off because they just happen to fall on a nice day where I got to go to a show. But but it is what it is. Hey,
exactly.
It's the life we chose. It's the direction that we all picked up and we followed through, and it was our yellow brick road, and we dealt with the consequences of missing out on things in life. And
absolutely,
but you know what, Chio, I enjoy sitting there with you doing sound now when I get to when we do Ridgefield Park every month or whatever, and I enjoy. I feel guilty, but sometimes I enjoy the annoyance on your face when someone comes up and says, "Oh, I changed my music twice since I got here an hour ago. Can I send you this instead of the 3 songs I already gave you?" And that's the face I always got. Are you serious, man? I already have everything set up.
I'm always complaining, and the one thing I'm like, who booked this kid? I'm like, seriously.
Right.
But Joe,
yes, sir.
Well, why we're here and we have this great knowledge, this fountain of knowledge in front of us to help us.
You don't have to.
Not you. This gentleman who can help us break down what's going to be happening this weekend.
Too much pressure.
Sure.
I love it.
Well,
I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Well, it's like it's probably funny because you probably hear it all the time where you're talking to other people who not have been where you've been, and they give their 2 cents about what they think things should be done and this and that. But then you probably break it down to them from a business standpoint, from the other side's view than possible. And then they probably like, oh yeah, okay, now I get it.
Well, sometimes it's, oh yeah, now I get it. But a lot of, again, it's the wrestling business is how it's referred to, and that's exactly what it is.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. You have to enjoy it as well, which I did. I absolutely love it, and I still do to this day. But at the end of the day, you're in it to try to make a living as well. And what better way than making a living at something you love doing?
Yeah,
but it is a business at the end of the day. There is, I hate to put it this way, a right and wrong way to do things, but at the same time, it's also trial by error a lot of times too. You see what works, you see what doesn't, and it's basically, you talk about sometimes on the fly. That's what happens in our industry. You go out there and you try something and you get crickets, and then another time you'll be in a different town and you do the same thing, and all of a sudden the place explodes, and you go, okay, why is it different now?
Yeah, right.
It's the crowd sometimes. It's just like it's like you can go to a mom and pop's town that's in the countryside, and they're going ape crazy for it. And then you go to an inner city, and sometimes if the people ain't those diehard fans, that like, okay, a little here and there, and then they'll pop for the main guys that they actually do like, but not for the entire show.
Exactly.
We got a couple people in the chat room chiming in, just saying, hey, what's up? We got Linda, Joey.
Yes.
Our buddy Patrick, who is the producer of Devereaux Sports. Thank you, Pat.
Who's he?
I don't know. We're trying. We're trying to get rid of that.
Welcome
guy.
to this. He's welcoming our guest to the show. He's not even on.
Yeah,
come on,
Dave.
come on, Pat. Come on.
Papa Reaper's chiming in too. How you doing, Pop? But Pat, he's the producer of Devereaux Sports. But we run our own thing here, though.
Yeah.
All right. Let's I guess we should get into the nitty-gritty things. Jimmy, was you able to open up the PDF that Joey sent you? Or
yes.
No?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
If anything, we're gonna just look at the page 2, only because page 1 is other stuff that we're gonna talk about on.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna talk on other nights, because we just put out today. We just made
Right.
a decision. We're gonna do like 6 podcast shows between now and Monday. So we're trying to divide everything up accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just talking about night 1, night 2. We're just gonna run through them.
Cool.
Pretty much that way, because we don't want to waste any of your time. It's 8:00 at night. I know we want to sit down and watch some shows and relax.
Yeah. I gave up watching my Maple Leafs right now to be with you guys.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I feel bad that I described that shirt to you now with the Maple Leaf crossed out.
No, it's okay. That's heat.
I'm gonna have to find that, and I'll find it. I'll sign it, and I'll send it to you.
Oh, tremendous!
To my biggest fan, Ref Jimmy.
That's awesome. Love it. That's because that's heat, brother.
Yes.
Great, Joey. Now our show's gonna have heat from Jimmy. Thanks a lot.
And Canada.
Yeah.
You'll be part of my next ref and rant. How's that?
That would be hilarious.
I'm looking forward to that.
I want to be part of the next chef and ref show, or I forgot what we even call it. The
ref the chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's I love watching that stuff. I'm always I'm a food guy, so
I think a lot of
I love watching like what you're gonna make today or whatever.
Maybe there's a book in there somewhere.
That is a good idea. That's a good idea.
All right, let's kick this thing off. Let me add our first screenshot up here.
These are the order that they're listed on WWE.com, right? They're not. We don't necessarily know this is the order they're going to be presented.
These are the lists that I have print out on the sheet.
Right. Okay.
On WWE.com, they have them flip-flopped around a little bit here and there, but I did the best.
We don't necessarily know the.
I did the best I can to try to keep them in order to the sheet that I have between night 1 and night 2. So basically, the first 7 or 8 shots you're going to see is from night 1, and then the rest on down is night 2.
Cool.
We don't know where at in the card this is going to be, but there's big talks about this here. The KO show, having none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. A lot of people are assuming that Stone Cold is going to come back for a match with KO, but me personally, I don't see it happening at all. This is just a publicity thing for KO to get over. It has to be.
I don't think they're gonna work an actual match, but I hope. I'm assuming there's gonna be some kind of brawling, and Owens is going to go for the stunner at some point, and of course Stone Cold's going to get his superior stunner over and kill Steen or Owens, and then I don't know. Then I don't know where we go from there. That wouldn't really do much for Austin. He's already way up here still, so I don't know where I'm going with that fantasy book in there.
Yeah, exactly. This one's a tough one to call, but at the same time, the thing that's tough to call is where do you place this on the card? Because they say that the 2 most important matches are the opening segment and what closes the show. Yeah. And after that glass shatters and that place erupts and they blew the roof off that stadium, what can you put on after that to rival that? That's the only problem. I know we're going to talk about another match that could possibly main event the show on night 1. But how do you beat that pop? And especially if Austin does hit that stunner on KO and does the beer bash. Hey,
Yeah.
maybe there's also, who knows if, being in Texas, he doesn't get a little help from a certain Hall of Fame dead man.
You never
that's
know.
right there. I forgot they're in Texas.
With this being the way it is with the business nowadays, and there's always we got those swerves that happen all the time.
Yeah.
First thing, I can see this being like co-main event right before the actual main event happening. Number two, to give KO that nice strong push. I don't want to say it. I really don't, but I can see him actually stunning Austin and dropping him in the middle of the ring.
I would like to see that just to get Kevin over.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. But you know what? You can also have on night 2, which we'll talk about later, KO come out to brag about what he did to the Texas Rattlesnake. And then, you hear the glass shatter again. Steve gets his retribution on night 2.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
He still got over on night 1, but at the same time, Steve got his payback.
So in my head, the whole thing happens on night 1, and I forgot there's even a night 2. I like that a lot.
Yeah. There's so many things that could happen. Like there's sometimes where like I'll sit here and I'll think outside the box, and like where like the way everyone else is talking online. And they're like, oh, they got this idea. What if this happened? What that happened? And I'm thinking far in left field, like I'm staring at like Pluto. That's not even a planet anymore. I'm looking out that far away, and I'm saying, but what if this could possibly happen? And they're like, oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, obviously, duh. But there's a and the funny part, is like, instead of cramming this all into one night, and from what I look at from all 3 shows, between these 2 and the NXT one that we're not talking about, I mentioned to Joe that each 3 of these shows listed has 7 matches listed each on each one, and I'm here clapping away. I'm like, good job. I'm like, it's not a long night. You're like, hey, let's go in, do our job, give the fans what they want, because they're going to be oversaturated with wrestling this whole weekend. It's like, hey, take it home, get rest. I mean, we got tomorrow to do it.
Today's Thursday, so did independent shows already start running in Dallas?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay.
They already started down there. A lot.
I haven't paid attention. I haven't really paid much attention.
It's unbelievable. There's so many shows going on that people are having a hard time trying to multitask, trying to watch them online. So and up next on our list, we have for the Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch taking on the lady who puts EST in WrestleMania, Bianca Belair.
This one should be an interesting match. It's obviously 2 talented ladies in the ring, but there needs to be an extra, in my opinion, a little extra on this, because I found it a little odd that the babyface cut. Yes, I know Becky went to cut the big ponytail off of Bianca, and Bianca got the scissors off her and cut some of her hair. But at the same time, the baby faces in my day would be bigger than that, look like they're going to cut it, but then be a bigger person and say, look, I'm not going to go that route. And then you add the stipulation to the match that not only is the title on the line, loser gets their hair cut. And in Bianca's case, if she loses, she has to get the ponytail cut or whatever. But you can still add that now, because Becky had some of her hair cut, and she says, if I beat you, if you beat me, you get the championship. But if I beat you, that ponytail gets cut off.
So you're predicting Brutus Beefcake showing up?
Yeah, you never know.
I'd love to see a Beefcake. I love that guy, man. I would love to see a Beefcake run it just to cut some of his hair.
I see this going down in favor of Bianca Belair, due to the fact it's going to be retribution for what happened back in was it SummerSlam, where where
return.
Yes, exactly. Where she returned, and that quick win. The time has built up since the summertime. The fire's there, the passion's there. She has the crowd behind her. Belair does, and it's only right for her to walk away. WrestleMania. This is her WrestleMania moment.
Right.
This has to be. Even though she had the one last year though too.
Yeah, I was just thinking like she had a
so-
WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that. I could see her taking it back, but at the same time, maybe she's doesn't need it. I mean, she's Bianca Belair is super over right now. I think she's at least out of these two. I think she's almost more over with the crowd than Becky Lynch is. So I think maybe she doesn't necessarily need a win here, or she doesn't necessarily need the title. She can win the match and not get the title back too.
Right.
I mean, there's always that option. I just this is like super hard to call for me. I can see this one going either way.
Yeah, I know I talked about this before, just about because of having so many championships on in a company though. It kind of like okay, yeah, you got the Raw Women's Champion, you got the SmackDown Women's Champion, but then what about going back just like what they're doing with the main event? What about just unifying them and go back to like have like everyone become the workhorses and bust their ass, get into the title, because then you got the NXT champion, you got the UK champion. It's like, okay, but then yet they're looked at as, I guess, different tiers as far as like in baseball and stuff like that, so
are they? So they actually confirmed that they're going to unify the titles? I thought I heard that somewhere.
What about the women's?
No. I'm talking about Lesnar and Reigns. Are they going to unify those titles?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So I'd like to see.
But you're jumping
that.
the gun. You're jumping the gun.
Well, I thought you said unifying. That got in my head.
No, I'm talking about for the women's championships.
Right.
Oh, are they doing that too?
No, I wish they would.
Want to. Yeah.
I wish they would, or at least
I think
have like the two singles have one more main than the other. The other one be like the females IC title.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. That at least in the men's division, you have the U.S. Championship and the IC titles, which could be on the individual brand as their main championship, and then you have the unified champion going between brands. Having the number one challenger on Raw, the number one challenger on SmackDown.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Is there no Intercontinental or U.S. title matches on this whole both nights?
Actually,
how could they not have an Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania? I know. I guess they're doing something on SmackDown or something. Is that right?
Yeah, they're doing a three-way. Ricochet's defending the Intercontinental Championship against Los Lotharios, the Angel and Humberto.
Angel Garza and Humberto. Yeah. God, it must have been a while since I watched. I didn't even know that Ricochet was the Intercontinental Champion. My God, sorry, buddy.
Newsflash.
Yeah,
it happens.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
And we have a nice tag team match featuring father and son duo, the Mysterios, Ray and Dominic, taking on The Miz and Logan Paul. What? I got a question, Jimmy. How do you feel about all these celebrities getting involved with? I'm like, I understand celebrities always been somewhat part of WWE since Mania and on. But now more and more are like coming in, getting matches, and like, I don't know. It kind of starts to irk me a little bit.
I get that, but at the same time, if they come in with the respect and they deliver, then I am okay with it. You know what I mean? You look at someone like a Logan Paul. I think he can deliver in this match, and who knows? Maybe it's something that they use as a bit of a swerve here, because you mentioned father and son duo, and from a personal standpoint, as someone who knew Dominic when he was just a wee little guy, and stuff like that. This is a pretty cool moment to see him team with his dad.
Little guy.
Well, that's true too. But hey, you're talking to the king of bad jokes here. Just that's good. But it's cool to see a father-son team for the first time at WrestleMania. But at the same, who knows? Maybe Logan Paul in this one gets frustrated with Miz like everybody else does.
Is this the first father and son team at Mania?
I believe it is, because I don't think I don't think Vince and Shane ever teamed together.
No, I was
No.
gonna say, did Dusty and Dustin ever team at Mania?
Not at WrestleMania, no.
Not at
No, wasn't
WrestleMania,
it?
no.
Okay.
No.
All right, had me thinking there for a
Hmm.
second. Yeah, if Logan Paul, if he pulls out some skills from the woodwork and he goes to town and he impresses me, I will hands down, I will honorably say, hey, I was wrong in doubting him.
Mhm.
Just like Bad Bunny, I do not listen to the guy's music whatsoever. To say, I was a little like when he came in, but as soon as he did that first match, I was like, holy! I gave him his props. I'm like, yo, he came, he trained, he did what he had to do. Same thing with Stephen Amell when he did his thing.
With Cody Rhodes a million years ago.
Yeah. So ones that do actually come in and do put the work in, the ones that are actually like true fans that know what the hell what it takes to achieve what everyone's doing in the ring, and they show that respect, like you said, they're giving that respect back to our business. That I'll give them so much big props. If you're just a celebrity coming in and you're just not putting the effort in to at least try, then I can't really unless you're coming in for like a ha-ha moment, and then that's ha-ha moments are totally different from actually trying to have a serious match,
right?
And feeling.
But I'm guilty of seeing this and thinking like, oh Jesus Christ, I don't care about this. I don't care about this guy. I know he's a big YouTuber, and I'm a YouTube guy myself. I just don't care about him. But now that you and Jimmy talk about like the respect thing, and like Bad Bunny came in trainer, it reminds me of. I felt the same way about Pat Benatar. Jesus, Pat McAfee.
I like that match between Pat Benatar and whoever.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of her. Pat. Oh my God, I'm gonna say it again. Hold on, Pat
McAfee.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, and then I saw him. Like I think for whatever the first match he did was, and I was like, wow, that guy's actually got some talent. I mean, I know he came from the NFL, but this is not that. This is a lot different. And he showed a lot of passion and charisma. So I feel like I'm probably going to be wrong. I still feel the same way about Logan Paul, but I'm probably going to be wrong. I think he's going to show something. He's going to show that he's got something there. I don't know if Pat Benatar will be in his corner or not, but we'll see what she's doing.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
And here's what
fingers crossed that Pat Benatar shows up.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your call on this match? Who's over? Who do you see?
Well, it depends on where they're going after this. If there's people who are speculating that this may cause a rift between father and son for a story down the road, but I still think it's a real good feel-good moment for them to win at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Is Logan Paul there for a while, or is he just doing this shot and that's it?
I wish I knew, but
Chia, what do you know?
I know as much as you know right now, but I am actually agreeing with Jimmy with the. I was gonna say Miz and Logan over with Dominic turning on Pop or walking out. That kind of riff. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, I know. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And now the people who go back and watch it are scratching their heads like, do they know something we don't know?
Right.
All right, let's keep this thing going. And you
Wait
mentioned about what? Now what?
I was just thinking. Somebody put this in the chat. Dominic heel turn. I was just thinking, what if Ray does a heel turn and it's something like like you're trying to ride my coattails. You're trying to just be big based on our name. You're trying to use my name to get ahead. Blah blah. You're a brat. You're whatever. Eddie really was your father or whatever. I don't know. But
no. I see more or less when you're watching the story unfold. When you're watching the story unfold on there, it's looking like Ray wants Dominic to be like him, just like a father would be like, "Hey, I want my son to be like me, this and that."
Yeah,
and the son don't want to be like you.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
That's where.
I threw it out there.
Yeah. It is what it is, and if it goes your route, then hey. Then you were right and we were wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. What does that get me? Nothing.
And Jimmy, you were saying earlier about you carrying a sword because called you Sir James.
Right.
There we go. We got Drew
Aha.
McIntyre taking on Happy Corbin with Madcap Moss at ringside. Yo, that last pay-per-view where we saw Madcap taking on McIntyre, yo, that kid brought it.
Oh,
Thought he broke his neck.
Yeah, I was he
amongst other
almost
things.
broke his neck.
Yeah.
And like and to this day, I'm still not thrilled with the whole Happy Corbin character.
I
It's
like
like,
Baron
I'm
Corbin
like,
with the
well,
long hair.
Yeah.
Well, I like the fact that where they were going with the route with the whole I went broke type of thing.
I wasn't into that at all.
Like no, I was feeling it, and I was looking for his redemption as a baby. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And then when they hit the whole thing where he hit the lotto or something or whatever, and he won all this money, and now he's rich again.
He was in Vegas or something. I think that was the gimmick, right?
Yeah.
He was gambling and magically won a ton of money after he was broke.
Right.
I was looking for the sympathy and the empathy from the fans, and him get that baby run, and that's where I see they could have.
He was so good at doing that. I hate using the word character, but he was so good as that portrayal. Like, he would let like whatever is left of his hair like grow in, like all fuzzy, and his face looked like this. He hadn't shaved in a while. I got to get rid of all this. But he looked broke. It was awesome. I mean, the only thing that I was kind of iffy about was like, come on, like this guy's working for WWE. Everyone else looks fine, and he's the only one that suddenly doesn't have any money. They can't pay him or something. His paychecks were late or whatever it was. But I still thought he did that great. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I look at it this way: these guys at WrestleMania, from an in-ring standpoint, are going to have a really good match. My only concern is that the audience isn't too into the story being told here, and that's where it may suffer a little bit from a fan reaction standpoint. I'm not worried about their work rate, as people would say, but I'm just concerned that maybe they could add a little stipulation to this one: Angela on a pole match.
I'm
I don't know how that sounds.
Well, that's my wife's name.
Oh no, I apologize.
No, I don't care. I don't care. I think it's hilarious. I was just thinking, if you get the sword, how can you use it? Like, can you just kill the guy? Like, I'm just gonna stab Corbin in the head, and then I win the match.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever works. Hey, there could be only one.
Yes.
You can go Highlander.
You know what? It's still better than a Viagra on a pole match on Nitro. But anyway,
we digress.
I would like to see what route they would intend on going with after this with McIntyre, because when he came back, he got jacked, and then he had that nice push, becomes champion. How many times? 2-3 times already? Champion already?
True, I think
twice, and then now he's working these programs with the characters of Moss and Corbin. It's like it's he's just taking a step down, and I know, and I already know, they have a whole squadron of talent out there that that needs to be rotated around and stuff. But then they got their main guys that's always going to keep shining over and over. But I would like to see them almost be like kind of like sports, where you had your rankings system, where the guys are climbing the ranks, but they don't show that kind of stuff here. That's unless it was back like when we look into like the aftermags,
right?
Because all the way in the back after all the arena
all the
reports,
rankings,
and then you see all the rankings, then and then like I still get into that. Like I like look at it as amusement from a fan's point of view, like that. I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. He ranked here, and then last week he was just like, what the hell happened? Now he's not even on the list. Like, that kind of stuff. If they had more fan interaction with that kind of stuff, of where I'm not sure what route they would have to go, but they would need somebody to sit down and look at a format where if they can get the fans more engaged in that kind of stuff,
right?
I think it'll be more the fans would be more intrigued into matches like this. Then it would help out then. So
yeah, it would definitely help along and help them during the match too, because when for lack of a better term, you're hearing crickets while you're out there, it just doesn't help the match flow. I know it makes you sometimes try too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always
sometimes
told,
trying too hard is what causes a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I hear that a lot, is like where the guys are out there in the indies are like, yo, if the fan's not responding, do something. You can do all the things you want, and if they're still like that, like, dude, take it home. Mm-hmm. Save it for the next guys who are going to be a little bit more exciting, and the fan might be give them that extra time to shine a little bit, if possible.
Good call.
All right. Where are we at here? One of my favorites. The Usos taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Man, this is just one of those matches. It's the Boogs character that throws me off.
I'm like so not into that. I mean, it looks like Freddie Mercury right there, which I think is cool. But no one knows who I am. I've never been anybody important, but I just don't see this guy on a WrestleMania. I mean, I know I sound like a prick saying that, but I don't know. It's just I dig the Usos. I love their whole family. I mean, Jimmy's worked for him. Chio still works for him, I think. Right?
Yeah, for Big Sam.
Sam, right?
Wow.
Yeah. I worked for Sam. I worked for Pops. I worked for Reno when Reno was doing rings. I helped him doing rings, aka Count Black Pearl. But yeah, I love those guys. That whole family is awesome. I like Nakamura. I'm just not a big Rick Booger guy. Boogs, whatever the hell his name is.
I
like and I dislike. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I'm just saying I like and dislike. I like him for the fact that he has a great physique. He can work. And just as far as like he's putting off with the mustache and stuff, he's putting off Rick Rude vibe to me.
Oh, but I can see that.
It's the gimmick though that throws me off.
Exactly. It's so weird because, like you said, I hate to compare it to Sesame Street, but remember that old segment in Sesame Street they used to do where it was one of these things.
Not like the other.
Things just doesn't belong, and that's how I feel about Rick Boogs in this incarnation of Rick Boogs.
Yeah,
with this group. But if we're going to go straight to predictions, I don't think the match is going to be bad. I think the match is going to be really good, but I see the Usos coming out here and keeping the SmackDown tag titles.
Same. I'm hoping for that.
Yeah,
definitely, hands down.
And by the way, Gio, when you do see Sam next time, please, if he remembers me, tell him. Remember the ref Jimmy from Canada? He says hello.
Most definitely, I would definitely hit him up after this. I'm like, and I'm like, yo, Jimmy said hi, and hopefully, hopefully that'd be a way to get Sam on the show. I've been bugging him to come on.
I love him, dude. He's such a cool promoter to work for.
He invites me to come over for cookouts and stuff, but when he does, I'm busy. I'm always busy though. So
I did a convention a couple of years ago in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, and Sam was walking around with everyone else had their iPhones and whatever. He had a selfie stick and he was taking pictures with everyone.
Yes.
And we were calling him the Samoan selfie stick. And he was just like, I mean, it was great. He made me feel like I was important. Like he came over, like I was seated next to Brian Blue Meanie, and then Brian Knobs next to him, and then Sam was like on the other side of the room. But he came over, I took a picture with all of us. Hey, let's get a selfie, brother. I'm like, oh, this is great, man. He just always, anytime I've been around Sam or worked for Sam, he's always made me feel important.
Hey, Joe,
yes, sir.
Have you ever worked for Sam when he's trying to get the attention of the refs in the ring when he's at ringside or whatever? He's walking around.
He wasn't at ringside. I only remember once or twice that I worked for him, and he wasn't. He was there obviously, but he wasn't at ringside the other time.
It's just funny because you walk around ringside, start blowing kids like he's blowing kisses, trying to hopefully they could hear him over the crowd.
Right.
But the crowd's loud and fired up there at the WXWC4 shows.
C4,
It's ridiculous, and I miss those shows. Since COVID happened, it just like they haven't ran really a show since, except a couple, one or two here and there. But I missed that.
he just signed a Legends contract a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
He put the picture of it on his Facebook. That's really cool.
Cool.
All right. What we got next here? Oh, we got another tag team match. The New Day. I noticed that they are not calling him King Woods no more. They actually decided to start calling him Xavier Woods again. I'm like that's kind of odd because
what happened to the King of the Ring?
Well, yeah, it didn't come back around again. But we got the New Day taking on Ridge Holland and Sheamus, and in their corner.
I want to see what you're gonna call him.
Butch. I'm trying not to. I'm like, Butch.
I know.
But
they take that from Little Rascals.
I know.
Is that where they got that from?
That's what
Maybe.
I'm thinking.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
I don't.
This is. I'll tell you what. This is again. You talk about tag matches with some meaning. This one is going to have a little bit of everything because you've got the New Day who could do a little bit of the high flying and those types of moves, and you've got the kick-ass side of Sheamus. But I think this match in the end will be a little bit. They get a little bit of payback for what happened to Big E.
Yeah,
this is their
I know. Missing a payday, man. I mean, I would love to see him out there with these.
Absolutely, but they get a little bit of payback for Big E. But at the end, they could still get their heat back and get some heat on Butch and get him a little over after the win by getting heat on the New Day for beating his buddies.
I do like their. I'm just looking at this picture. I do like their presentation of their outfits. Like they do look like Sheamus. He looks like he spray tans with whiteout. But that's a Joey Image original. But I do like Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland's gear. Like they look like just street hoodlums, which I kind of dig that kind of gimmick or that outfit or whatever. But
it's that old school paperboy type look.
I'm very not into the name change thing, especially when it's been established.
Yeah.
If he just started and they changed it from Pete Dunne to Butch, fine. But like he's been Pete Dunne for so long now on WWE programming. Walter's been Walter for so long on WWE programming. Why have Rick Steiner come out and talk and hang out with Braun Breaker after the match after they went off the air? Why acknowledge it in front of the house if you're not going to acknowledge it in front of the world? Just I don't know, stuff like that. Just
well. The thing with Breaker, like with the whole name change thing with him, and instead of coming out of Steiner, from what I hear, it goes back to I guess his college or high school days when he was playing. It goes back then. It was like a nickname for him back then, and that's why I guess that's why they decided on they went with Breaker because I guess he brought it up probably.
Okay.
So
and I know
that's what I got.
I think his real first name is Bronson, so Bronson is short for that. Yeah.
And again, I hate to bring up the enlightened again, but some of them nowadays, if you use the name Steiner, then that all of a sudden they go, oh, the only reason they're using him is because of his last name and stuff like that, instead of letting the guy get over.
Right.
Yeah, and that happens quite frequently with a lot of secondary or third generation talents that are coming in. And I think that's a topic that we need to touch on.
We can
on another show. On another show.
Yeah. I get the not using his name thing because get him over on his own instead of because of his family. Michael McGillicuddy, for example. But I don't know. Just it's okay. I think it's kind of the example I gave before. I think it's kind of okay in his case because he was new. But like the Pete Dunne thing is just weird. The Walter thing is weird to me. So I don't know. What do I know? I was never in WWE, so I don't know how they work.
I was a fan all my life. Damn it! It's still that image.
I sit home and watch on TV, so I know exactly how the whole business runs and how it should be run.
We are armchair bookers. It's still real to me.
Well, my hospital bills were pretty real.
I know.
Doctors would not accept an autograph as payment.
Yeah, they told me, well, this is flapped over like that. It
Yeah.
shouldn't look like this. You got the knee of an old man.
Right.
I'm like, great, thank you. I'm a senior citizen at whatever age when it happened when I was younger.
Yeah.
And moving along, this is going to be an interesting. I seen two speculations on this
Did you see
myself,
the one
but
from Seth Rollins?
uh,
One that he tweeted today.
no, I did not.
Oh man, he tweeted hashtag WrestleMania with a GIF of Shane McMahon doing his little entrance dance, because that's a rumor that's been going around. Besides the other the Stardust guy, Shane McMahon is the. I only just heard that today or yesterday, so I don't know if he is. He's just throwing it out there for the fans to play with, which I like that. He's kind of toying with them a little bit, I think. Like almost like shoot style, but not. But you know what I mean. But he's still kind of doing it in character.
Well,
I find that I do find that very interesting, because we all know the rumor that's out there and it's been prevalent and for weeks now, and we're all assuming that is who it's going to be. I think if we hear "Here Comes the Money,"
it's like
I'm as much as I would pop, I think a lot of people would be disappointed.
Yeah,
that's the problem now.
Right. I think the Cody rumor has been built up so much that if it doesn't happen, people will be like,
well,
although, I heard the rumors like the week or two after him going to WWE started that, oh no, their talks kind of fizzled out a little bit. So I think he would be great for like the ROH side of the Tony Khan empire now that he owns that. But then I heard like a week after that, oh no, he signed 2 weeks ago or whatever is what I heard. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but I think if it's not, I think it almost, I don't know. I want to say it almost shouldn't be either one of those guys, because him and Shane are who everyone's talking about. So it should be Pat Benatar. Maybe this is the Pat Benatar match. Who knows? I mean, I don't know.
One other person that I heard that was rumored that if they save Cody for like Monday night to come out instead.
I heard that rumor also. Like Mania will come out on Raw instead.
Some were saying about the return of Elias, because he was mentioned being.
You know what?
He was mentioned being seen backstage.
I did see that a couple of days ago. Yeah, and I heard look. They made him shave. I heard he looks very different.
Yeah. Again, it'll be one of those situations where the crowd is expecting this big surprise, and I don't feel that Elias would be the reaction that they would have, that they would be hoping for. That would be the Price is Right. Wah wah wah. I don't mean to be knock on Elias, because I think he's good. It's just that, again, in this situation, it would be a disappointment with the build that they're making to this.
You know what I'd like to see? Speaking of Elias, I'd like to see Elias come out and Jeff Jarrett or Honky Tonk Man Rick Boogs with a guitar, and then he plays the guitar instead. It's just another guy playing guitar. I don't know.
There you go.
Maybe we could do Rick Boogs, Elias, Jarrett, and Honky in a four corners garage guitar on a pole match. Garage. By the way, I love Honky Tonk Man. That guy's great. Anyway.
Yeah.
I had a third speculation of who it might be other than Cody or Elias, but that was like a couple days ago. I had it in my head and I should have wrote it down and I forgot. Like it would have made people like, oh, another one of those moments where like, wow, I didn't think about that. Well, unfortunately, I didn't write it down, so now no one gets to think about whatever I had.
I thought Elias is he still under contract, or is he released? I thought he wasn't even there anymore.
As far as
I know,
just
hasn't been on TV.
Yeah, just not on TV.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So now this got me thinking again, just looking at this, and it's gonna rack my brain. So as soon as we go off the air, it's gonna come to me.
Oh my God! What if it's Brandy Rhodes?
Oh no.
Well, then she's got a built-in match if she comes out to fight Rollins. She's got Becky Lynch coming out right after her.
There you go.
Or would
Mother
it be,
versus Mother.
Yes.
Or would it be an upcoming?
Both newly. Too.
Oh, I remember
newly
now. I remember now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, fine. It hit me.
Like Will Smith. Another original.
Wow.
Yes. I was gonna say,
Jimmy, do you think you got bad jokes? God, you haven't heard my arsenal yet.
Stealing my gimmick, brother.
now I know I'm probably way off on this one here. And they tried to snag this guy up some years ago. Kenny Omega.
I hope not.
Is he not under contract anymore with AEW as well?
No,
because I know he's been off TV for a
shoulder
while.
deal or something.
Yeah, I think he's injured, is why he hasn't been, but he's still a part of their executive.
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay.
I'm not a
EVP,
fan of his.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was still with the company or not in any form whatsoever. But that there was like the other one I was thinking, and going.
Yeah, he was like. I think he got some kind of shoulder deal going on, and then on TV they had him do a promo with the Bucks where he was like, "Look, things aren't going great. I need some mental health time and take time off."
Mm-hmm.
So, but he really was off for surgery or something, and he's still out for a little while. I'm Chio, I'm not a Kenny Omega fan.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw one more name out there before we switch to the next match, and that's Will Ospreay.
Oh,
really? Where are you coming up with these names?
Yeah, I know. Next match.
Yeah. What a random name that was.
The thing is, you never know. It could be
Repo Man then.
Why not?
Hey, I would settle for that.
All right, and moving along here.
I was so conflicted because I loved the Repo Man thing, but God, I loved Demolition, and they were no longer around when he went and did that. And
we had the Blacktop Bully.
There you go.
Yeah, Max Payne.
All right, here we go. We got the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte. Is she just going by Charlotte now, or is it Charlotte Flair?
Oh my God! What if they did this? What Pat says right there. Vince McMahon comes out and screen. Get him. What if Vince McMahon comes out and does the entire speech he did when he first introduced him in the Royal Rumble, when he was still Dwayne, he still was Dwayne Gill, and he did the whole thing about he's wrestled the greatest guys in the world. In 11-second squash matches on Superstars, that before my baseball games and my little league games in the morning, and then he's like Dwayne Gill. What if he did that for this? Seth Rollins and Gilbert. I mean,
sometimes as they say, it's better not to say anything at
all. What was that? You said
then I would just never
next
talk.
Match. You said next match, right? I heard next match.
Yep.
Yeah, I would never be doing this podcast thing then.
Take it home. Charlotte Flair taking on Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's. This is gonna be good. I was watching the videos of Ronda and Shayna training together.
Oh yeah.
And Ronda's really stepping up her game because, she was already a submission technician in the MMA world,
right?
But when you're transitioning that to the pro wrestling aspect, it's like it's like a different way of training that you have to put everything in to make it look like beautiful art that we all love so much.
Good. That's a good way to put it.
And hands down, I love when I see Shayna Baszler in there doing her thing, and I think the only thing that would look even better than having her teaming up with Natalya and Ronda working singles against Charlotte, if they would have teamed Ronda and Baszler up together, that would have been a nice combo.
Yeah, but then again, who beats them? Anyway, that's an interesting combo. But,
I think.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But as far as the match with Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, I am looking forward to this. The only thing I would have liked to have seen from Ronda Rousey leading into this, and we may see it on SmackDown tomorrow night. You don't know. I want to see a little more. Not serious. Yeah, well, kind of, sort of, a little more fire.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not into. Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, Jimmy.
No,
I was going to say I'm not really into this Ronda like coming out, shaking hands and smiling and everything. Like, I want to see her be a serious killer. Like, that's what got her over in UFC.
Badass.
That's what got her over there, and that's what got her over when she started started WWE. But like lately, she's just doing like the smiling thing, and she's like happy. I'm happy to be there, and the big let's shake people's hands when I walk to the ring and stuff. It just seems like it's not her.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like going out there and and like you said, smiling and that sort of stuff. Maybe tomorrow night, what I'd like to see is look. I mean, I am
Yeah.
truly happy to be back, but tomorrow night at the
Yeah.
stadium, Charlotte Flair, mommy is staying home, and you're getting the old Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
And you better be prepared because it's gonna hurt. You're gonna feel
Great
pain.
promo,
Something along.
That's
those
a good
lines.
promo, just the way it is. I wish there something like that would happen.
I like the promo when Charlotte mentioned about her baby, and then her baby's the belt, and said mine's prettier than yours.
Yeah. That was all right. That was entertaining.
For within the last year or so, Charlotte has this whole intenseness about her with everything going on. Even like going back when she was doing the thing with Nia Jax and stuff. The whole intensity that she's been putting on, it makes me so much more of a believer in her. Right. She is gonna carry this match. If she does not bring out the best in Ronda, then I don't know who can.
Right.
Charlotte is gonna make her even more make Ronda more reputable to the company after this.
I hear you. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That makes a lot of sense.
I like that idea of teaming up Rousey with Baszler. Like, because they both have the MMA backgrounds, but then, like Jimmy said, who the hell beats them?
Right.
Other than Brock Lesnar, I think, just killing them both at the same time. That's about it.
Right.
I'm with Ronda for this match. I think.
Yeah, I see that too. I see the big build up for Ronda.
Yeah.
I like Charlotte Flair a lot, but I'm still seeing rumors about her joining Andrade in AEW.
I
don't know.
You never know.
It's always going to be there. It's always going to be on the tip of everyone's tongue. But I think Andrade knows where the money's at for her, for for longevity.
For him, by extension,
Well, well, just in general, but like, okay, we're both going to work, honey. It's like being in any relationship. Sometimes it's not good to work in the same company as your spouse.
Oh yeah.
So I have one, you do you over there, I'll do me over here. Then when we come home, we can have something to talk about.
Right.
You know, other than we're always on the road, we'll see each other. Then you go home, you're miserable. You see each other all the time. You don't got nothing to say. So
very fair.
Logical.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's keep this show pushing. I'm actually not really looking forward to this match. It's too. I'm like, I love all the women, but it's too many in one match. You're taking away.
Let me just say real quick that was the end of night one.
Yes.
Just for the viewers.
Yes.
This
is night two, and again, Chio, unfortunately, I hate to agree with you, but it's just
I hate to agree. What a heel!
Yeah, I know.
To agree with you.
No, I don't want to feel like I'm just riding your coattail, so to speak. But I kind of, again, I'm not feeling that connection with, like you said, there's a lot of great talent in this match. I just think it's going to turn into a little bit.
It's going to be smudge. It's a smudge. It's taken away from from everyone else though too. To shine.
I would almost rather see two separate tag matches.
Exactly, because
if one for team.
Yeah, it just feels like they're trying to cram too many people into one match just to get them on the show.
Yeah, exactly. But just run through this. I'm not seeing Shayna and Natalya going over. The Liv and Rhea, as much as I like Rhea, I can't see I'm gonna have to go with Sasha and Naomi on this, walking out with the titles. That's just my prediction here.
Do any of these teams have names, or are they just like the women teams not get names?
They're just thrown together.
Right.
Okay. That's what it seems like.
I could see Rhea and Liv coming out with the titles only because I obviously see something in Rhea there. We see Shayna, Natalya's been there for a while. I think they're there to help everybody get over.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
What happened to Nikki Cross? Did they turn her heel and then she disappeared? Or she turned on Rhea Ripley and then where is she now? She's not even on the whole show.
She's not even on the card nowhere.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. What happened to her?
She's probably on SmackDown.
Almost on WrestleMania.
The kickoff show, maybe.
Right.
Because we don't have no kickoff matches.
Oh,
here.
that's right. There, yeah. That's like another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, we're gonna push through. Man, here we go. Talking about celebrities. I wish they would take this match and the next match that's right after this and just combine them together.
Oh.
And the next match after that, let me just throw it up there real quick. McAfee and Theory.
Mm-hmm.
Have them team up with each one of these guys.
Oh. That definitely be interesting.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be the two celebrities on the same team.
But here, I have enough confidence in Sami Zayn. He is so underrated in a lot of people's eyes and so good that he's going to make this at least entertaining. And Johnny Knoxville is crazy. So I hope somebody has 911 on speed dial because I got a feeling he is going to do something outlandish.
I see Knoxville going over by some stuff that might happen. Who knows? We probably see Wee Man or something come in and help out.
That's what I was thinking. Like him or like Steve-O come out. Or somebody.
A bunch of the Jackass crew come out just to help out.
They'll do something. They'll do something stupid, Jackass style. They'll staple Zayn's shoulders to the mat so he can't get up or something.
Oh,
he can't kick out or whatever. You know what I mean? He'll come out in a shirt just for that spot, and they'll bring out a big staple gun and staple his shoulders to the mat so he can't kick out or something.
And then you know what's going to happen then, right then, Joe?
If that happens, Vince McMahon owes me millions of dollars.
Well, what I'm going to say is during break before the next match, the ring crew got to get out there and take that top layer of canvas off so that the other one's underneath it, though.
Right.
So, oh my God, how many canvases do they usually put on there? It's like what is it like one for every match?
There's a question for Jimmy. Yeah.
Well, back in the day, it was different because we had two canvases. We had one canvas and a layer in between of something to keep that one clean.
Yeah.
And then a second canvas on top of that. I don't know how many they use nowadays because obviously in case something gets spilled on it, blood and that sort of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But for a while there, it was just the one canvas.
Yeah, like obviously, like especially on the indies. Yeah, you're lucky if you got one. If it's clean, if you got a clean one. Like at that, like did your canvas get its tetanus shots?
Yeah, but like for every TV, it was a brand new canvas, and if it was used at TV, then it went on the house show truck, live event trucks.
Sweet. Yeah. Speaking of trucks, Joe, you saw the picture of that. Wasn't a WWF truck for sale somewhere? It was like a little small box truck.
It was
blue,
it was
yellow
like,
logo.
I saw it. I don't know if it was real or not, but I saw it on Twitter a few days ago.
Well, it looked abandoned, like in someon's yard or something like that.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
That's why I didn't know if it was real or not, but I saw that.
It's probably the one at Tony Chimmel's house. I don't know.
I would love to meet that guy. That guy seems hilarious.
Oh, he seems
like a good dude.
He is a good dude, and I hate putting him over.
Superstar.
I hate putting him over at all. But he was my riding partner for so many years. It was me and him, and Kyoto at times, Swoggle at times. But Larry Heck, the trainer,
right,
was one of our. That was our car. The three of us, and the fourth would rotate.
I was lucky enough to be tagged in a couple of conversations or a couple of tweets back and forth with you and Schimmel. Somehow I don't know how I got dragged in or something, but it's. I mean, even just sitting here on my phone reading it, I'm immensely entertained. I would love to meet that guy. He always just seemed cool to me.
Yeah, he is. He's a good dude, but don't tell him I said that.
No one will see this. No one watches this anyway. So
okay. Yeah.
No one will know.
Up next, Pat, your guy, Pat Benatar, McAfee, taking on Austin Theory. Hands down, I've been saying this, Jimmy, constantly, just about. I'm not gonna say every show, but every time we talk about Theory, he is gonna be the next face of WWE. Hands down, the kid's young, put together, he can work. Give him some time to finally hit that that nice babyface push moment. It's gonna be like John Cena all over again, but the guy can actually. I'm like, John could work too, but this guy, he has that talent where he could fly.
Right.
What difference I think is between those two is Austin Theory is not only a great worker, he's a great wrestler. And I think Cena is a decent wrestler, but a amazing, tremendous worker.
Right, right, and like you said, for him to be in an angle, a storyline with Vincent Kennedy McMahon,
At such a young age too.
Yes, means that they see the same thing in this young
That's
guy.
his gold star.
And the only thing is, like you said, I hope they have the patience to stick with this, because sometimes, if something doesn't work out as quickly as they anticipated or hoped for, sometimes they tend, I don't want to say pull the plug early, but they tend to back off a little bit. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I hope they keep the foot on the gas pedal for this one, because this kid's going to be something.
I'm gonna make a long-term prediction.
I know where you're going.
I hope you do.
Yeah. 3 letters.
He didn't even say anything yet.
No. The long-term prediction is like how we seen like the long-running feud between guys like Rock, Stone Cold, Cena, Orton. I'm looking at for a long career-wise feud, or not even a feud, just a long-time run between them going back and forth. I'm seeing bringing Braun Breaker up and Theory. I can see that happening for many years, back and forth.
That's interesting
to run. I was just watching. I was watching NXT the other day, and I'm watching Braun, and I'm thinking, and the first thing that popped in my head was Cena Orton. I'm thinking Braun Theory. That's going to be the next long run in WWE.
Interesting.
And that's just me. And going into this here, McAfee, hands down, he did his thing. NXT. He was in War Games. He did his dude. The guy brought it. He has a ring in his studio off to the side. He's not playing around. I'm like he comes from the sports world, so he knows what it's like to put it into work, to train and do what he has to do. And he's gonna bring his A game. This match, I'm looking forward to this match. McAfee is gonna impress me even more. I'm gonna say here, hands down. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite ones, just because I'm looking forward to McAfee to see what what Theory brings out in McAfee.
Exactly. This one is going to be fun to watch. Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And like you said, Pat McAfee, he loves it so much. He's so into it. You can tell he wants to do this.
Yeah. I see Theory going over.
Yeah. I do too. Thing with the whole McMahon.
I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time,
you know what? We mentioned another McMahon earlier, and Shane. Maybe Shane comes out feeling a little jealous that Austin Theory is getting so much attention from his dad.
That's
you're trying to be the son I was supposed to be.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really interesting. I'd never thought of that.
Yeah. And then it ends up costing Theory the match, and it doesn't hurt him if his Shane come out and cost him the match.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Right. It's not
I see McAfee about to go over.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Vince's music hits. He gets up, looks towards the entranceway. Theory capitalizes on the distraction just from the music.
Right.
So, God, we like predicting things. I just need a magic. I need a magic 8-ball here. It's like, another tag match that I am definitely looking forward to, hands down, because everybody in this match is top notch. But what
match are you watching?
Yo, pick.
Remember, I'm the heel of the show.
Yes,
so
there you go.
My pick, Alpha Academy. I like the team of Otis and Gable. I don't care what you say, Joseph, but it is what it is. I know everybody else in here can work their ass off. Just it's something about Otis and Gable, the team. When they first start getting over and shining, and I was looking at them and I kept saying, This is my new version of Anvil and Brett. I was saying so. I was just like picturing that in my head.
You know what? All right. So that is a pretty ingenious comparison. I'd never thought of that before.
Right.
I can
I'm on
see
a different
that.
level. I'm on a different level of thinking.
Well, you've been around 5 years longer than I have, so you got more experience. But I only like one guy in this match, and that's Randy Orton. The other 5 guys I could take him or leave him.
Come
Oh
on.
no, I'm cool with this match. I'm cool with the guys, the teams in this match, and I can tell looking at Randy Orton, he is having the time of his life, teaming with Riddle. This is I've never seen him having this much fun. Well, not never. I haven't seen him having this much fun in a long time. And as far as the Alpha Academy go, don't get me wrong, Street Profits are awesome too. They do a lot of good stuff in the ring, but there's something about Chad Gable right now that's making me think of a young Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of who Kurt Angle's old tag team partners were back in the day, but
Oh,
nobody that looked like Otis.
Oh, yeah.
No.
But
I wish
can you
that they
imagine
would bring him back and put him with Gable and
Oh.
Shelton, maybe. I don't know if Charlie Haas is still working, but I'd like to see Gable and Shelton tag as the new team Angle.
But
if
again,
they put a whole squad together, like Angle come back and just have a foursome Shelton and
Charlie Haas.
Well, not Charlie Haas. That new kid they signed, Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson.
Yeah, him.
Wow,
these
they could tag team. They'd be Gable
like
and
a
Gable,
nice
like a law
4-man
firm.
group with Angle manage him, almost like a varsity club type thing.
Oh,
Or even throw Braun in there too,
Wow.
but Braun was a football player, not really. Or was he a wrestler too?
Still an athlete.
Yeah. But then they also got that other kid. They called him like the mini Brock Lesnar on NXT. They had that young kid. I guess they had him get a haircut and they changed his name.
I don't remember who that is.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
they put pictures of him on Twitter and said people are comparing him to a young Brock Lesnar.
Yes, yes.
Right.
I saw that. I don't remember who that is though.
I can't remember his name either. But hands down, this is definitely going to be a good match because Street Profits, those guys with just even like Montez Ford with his ability to fly, the height he gets, with the whole aerial, and then when he's going over the top rope to the outside, he's doing that whole new that new Superman pose he's doing as he's going over. It's like it's great. I'm like, and then when I see them, I see the hill run, which is already in progress, and this reminds me of a Booker T and Stevie Ray.
Oh, nice.
Especially him reminds me of Booker.
Right.
Tall, athletic, and he's a good talker. Great talker on the mic too.
Right.
And that's going to go far for him.
Exactly. But I have to agree with you though, Chio. I'm kind of leaning towards Chad and the Anvil.
Thank God he's not Shorty G anymore.
I know that was hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did they come up with some of these names where they just like they ruin people?
When you look back and you go, I like Butch better than Shorty G. That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Or what's the other one? Kerwin White.
Oh my God! Remember that
for Chavo?
Chavo, yeah. Kerwin White. Oh my.
And that was somebody in the office.
And he was Ziggler's, or he was Nick Nemath's caddy.
Yeah.
And
or the other way around.
Like I said, and that was funny as hell. That like nobody really picked that up, but that was somebody actually in the office's name. Like Kerwin White, they just gave it to him. Like holy shit. And like I'll go back and watch old footage of like the old tapes where they're running, and somebody by the name of K, last name Fabe. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I've seen
seriously,
that before.
guys. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I've seen that before too.
Man,
they used to do that in the old the credits in the Tuesday Night Titans show.
Yeah,
this is going to be great. This is going to be tremendous.
What can I tell you? If I can make a comparison here, if you remember back to WrestleMania 3, the big attraction match, the one that was selling the show, Andre versus Hogan. But which match stole the show? Steamboat and
Savage and Steamboat, yeah.
This is going to be the Savage and Steamboat of WrestleMania this year, Edge versus AJ Styles. And hard to believe that this is the first time these two have ever met in the ring together.
As much
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
As much as I see Edge going over with the whole turn and stuff like that, I got to go with AJ on this one, though. I don't know why. It's just a feeling, a vibe I have. I guess he go over and Edge just gets pushed into that darker side, just a little bit more darker. It's just
Undertaker.
No, not that far. More brutish.
Yeah, Brutus. Yeah, yeah.
His promos have been just tremendous lately. Edge's. I mean, this whole like, where he's right close up to the mic and just like you
And
can
then
see like the anger or whatever. It's so good. This is
well,
like promo wise, I think this is some of his best work I've ever seen.
I think it worked great with the production value of as far as it, they bring down the lighting the right way.
Yeah.
And just like you
yeah.
said, the close up on the face, it's all about the camera angles and everything like that.
Yeah, this is your
As much as
moneymaker
they
right
put
here.
into-
I mean,
yeah, and
exactly.
and then the different music now too. So it's like it's like, and that's where a lot of these guys shine. If it wasn't for everybody in the production trucks and getting and on top of that, even like people in makeup department, whether they're doing their hair or the people that make their gear and stuff like that. I'm a huge fan of going online and finding the gear makers and see what they're creating. And I look at the stitching and all that stuff. And like, I love checking out people's gear, just like hands down. It's like it makes the gear makes your character who you are. But if you're coming out with something ridiculous and you're trying to be this badass and like, no, try something else, bro. You need to. Because you got to have the whole package.
it's part right. But that's what I'm saying. Like right now, the whole presentation of Edge is just it's just tremendous. I mean, it's
different
great.
level.
I mean, yeah.
It's going in the right direction. Let's just hope it can. Let's just hope it continues and doesn't take a left turn somewhere.
Maybe who knows? Maybe a loss to AJ Styles takes him to a deeper, darker place.
Yeah,
that would be nice too. To continue this run.
Yeah, exactly. And then it takes someone like, because everybody knows that he's married to Beth. Maybe it takes someone like Beth to pull him back out.
Or maybe Beth takes that ride along with him.
Right.
Maybe they keep her baby and they do like an updated Macho and Elizabeth kind of thing.
Now, before we continue on here, I have one question that like I don't get to ask this much to any of our guests or anyone. This just crossed my mind now. How do you feel about all these pay-per-views? Back then, coming up, you had the four main ones. You had Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Rumble. Everything else in between was the nice build-up to it. I just ain't feeling all these pay-per-views. I know it's like we said in the top, it's a business thing. They're trying to make the revenue, the money, the sponsors, all that, whatever, hands down. But from a fan's point of view, from looking at it from, do I have to say old school type, because we are aging ourselves from what we grew up
you're
watching.
Older than me, buddy.
Well, from what we grew up watching in the beginning to what it is now.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that we see now. Like, yes, they might be money makers, but then yet a lot of stuff back then makes more sense.
No, but also the like you said, from a business standpoint, the model of where they make their money has changed as well. Back in those days, the four main pay-per-views were their biggest source of revenue, along with their house shows, because they used to run a regular
all the time.
All the time.
I miss the nice house shows.
Yeah, but now TV is where the money is, and the deal with NBC Universal, Disney Plus, whatever. That's where the money is right now, and pay-per-views aren't what they used to be now. The pay-per-view industry.
Especially with streaming and everybody
and the network.
Everybody. Well, yeah, but there's also people out there who's bootlegging and stuff on websites, so they're actually losing money out on some of those ones too as well.
Exactly. Or as someone used to say, exactamundo.
Yeah.
I miss being just like a fan, in my teen, in my mid to late teens before I actually got into the business when I was 23, and I've always lived in North Jersey, so I used to go every month, Nassau Coliseum, Meadowlands, and the Garden. Every single month, I would go to every show, 3 weeks in a row.
Right.
And my parents would always, buy me tickets, or they'd buy the tickets and then drive me there, or I'd buy the ticket, take a bus or whatever. But man, those house shows were just I would keep the programs, stuff that you wouldn't see on TV, where it's just
right.
You know what I mean? It was just a lot of unexpected stuff. I mean, they I know they always push that, you never know what's going to happen at a live event.
Well, here in Toronto, when they started working with WWF at the time, they would run Maple Leaf Gardens every 3 weeks here in Toronto. But then on the on the Monday afterwards, they would do wrestling challenge tapings in Brantford, Ontario.
Oh, that's cool.
So they'd do 3 weeks worth of tapings, and then they'd come back three weeks on the Sunday, do the show at Maple Leaf Gardens, and then do the TV tapings. It was so cool.
Yeah, I miss getting up on
Poughkeepsie?
Saturdays, and like I said, the Poughkeepsie.
Saturday morning wrestling.
Yeah, Saturday. I miss All American Wrestling, Wrestling Challenge, Superstars. I really miss prime time. In fact, the only time that Shane McMahon and I have ever conversed, and he doesn't know this, he doesn't know who I am, whereas I was selling an 8-tape set on eBay of every Saturday night's main event ever, and I got an email that was signed by him, or a letter that was signed by him. It might have been an email because it went through eBay. It was like when he was running the internet department or whatever. It was a cease and desist. I'm like, man. But you know what? I was selling it for $50 a pop, and the tapes cost me like $8 a copy. Whatever. It was great. But yeah, man. Like I miss those. I really miss primetime wrestling a lot. That was. Thankfully I have. I think I have 23 tapes of just stuff I taped. I used to tape it every week right off TV, and then I would watch it. I would watch it like during the week. I would watch it throughout the week. It was great, and I miss those a lot. That was like my favorite. That was my show. I love that shit.
All right, and we got to see the return of Bobby Lashley.
This I didn't even know about.
Yeah, he took it to Omos the other
Monday night.
And then just made this match. It originally this wasn't even on my list until it just happened, and I had to update it though. But
I thought Lashley screwed up his shoulder.
That's the thing going out there. But here's what I'm thinking. Since you brought that up, Joey, Matt, look at these segues. How are they just flowing together? Maybe he does still need that shoulder surgery, but he is at a point where he can still work in the ring without making it worse, if that makes any sense, but still needs the surgery.
Right.
Maybe this is a way for them to do that with getting Omos over as the guy who injured Bobby Lashley and forced him into surgery.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
You got two big guys who don't have to do much.
Right, exactly. And then when Bobby does eventually heal and come back after enough time, he can come back and he's got the built-in feud / rivalry.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard feud is currently on the banned words list now.
I guess it is.
Yeah, it's rivalry now. That's what I've heard from well, somebody. Doesn't matter who.
Yeah, I could not honestly, I'm not really hyped on this here because I don't see Omos having a WrestleMania singles match at this moment in his career. With seeing the quality of work that he puts out, I don't want to knock the guy, because a lot of us were there at that state when we were younger. Our quality of work was horrible or whatever until you progress. But hands down, the only thing going for him is that he's a big monster,
right? And
it's not working for me for seeing him here in this. Now, if he was still doing a tag thing with AJ, okay, yeah, then you're working with other like two other guys plus your partner, getting yourself over this and that. But yeah, I'm not too thrilled on this. I'm looking at Bobby over, quick win. It's gonna be a quick one, I say.
I'm just glad that the people got behind Bobby the way they did. I was surprised that he got the response on Monday night, the pop, like a babyface pop.
Yeah, and I believe Bobby always had it.
Yeah, he's just, what? He's a likable guy. He really is, so good for him. And I'm wondering where this leaves him with MVP going forward. But at the same time, I like Bobby as a babyface.
It's too early for me to judge even think about MVP of how it's gonna all work out. I don't want to bring up Hurt Business. I could, you can do we can do the whole thing almost like how Heyman left Brock, went with Bloodline. Same thing. You can just say he left Lashley and goes with the Hurt Business, then whatever, and Bobby does the babyface run, unless MVP does a babyface run with him. It depends on whoever's in creative, whoever's making these decisions, and whatever decision they're making, I hope they're hanging out with Riddle and Orton to make these to make these kind of decisions.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. All right.
Right.
That's just me.
That's
But
a very green joke.
yeah,
Yeah,
green
there
joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands down, I'm Lashley quick match. That's what I'm saying. Joe, what do you think?
I gotta go with Jimmy here. I like the idea of almost. What I don't know how to
Almost, yeah.
say it. Amos. I don't know how to say his name. Amos Nandy, that guy. I like the idea of him killing Lashley and he's the reason why Lashley's out for surgery.
Mm.
I like that a lot. That's really interesting. I had never thought of that, but
You know what? And to make it look as legit as possible, instead of having a pin or submission or anything like that, have Lashley injured exactly for his own good. And I don't know. There's something a little different.
Or do the old
I like
school
that a lot.
MVP comes out, throws the talon.
Oh, there you go.
That too, yeah.
Arnold
You can do that
Skolin.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's a name from the past. Arnold Skolin, for all you young people out there that don't.
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah.
Or we can go
It's
back
not
to
spelled
where,
the way it sounds either.
or we can go back to where Brett and Owen's mom took it and threw it in between him and Backlund.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry. Damn, man. I'm getting good here at this stuff.
Wow.
Getting old.
Yeah, I know. And our main event, we finally made it, gentlemen. We finally made it. Title for title. The world or the WWE champion Brock Lesnar taking on the Universal champion Roman Reigns. This is I can't decide here, gentlemen. Is I'm borderline right down the middle. One, I like the whole thing. Brock, he's a beast. He's coming in, but I might have to go with the whole bloodline, with the whole he's in God mode, the whole everything like that, with everything with the talks about the rumors about Dwayne and stuff. I
haven't heard that.
Seen recently, he's over nearby Texas, but he was over in, I don't know if he's still there, in Hawaii, in that area, doing some workout and training over there. And like the rumors is he's supposed to be making his way over to Texas. That, like I said, always rumors.
Always,
yeah, you can wish him one hand and in the other.
Is Heyman and the Usos gonna be at ringside, or they're banned or anything like that? Are they barred from ringside, or we don't know?
We don't
I haven't said anything.
Unless they say something on SmackDown tomorrow night. I haven't heard anything about that. But I gotta admit, guys, both these guys are in the zone right now. You're looking at a different Brock Lesnar than we've had in the past. We're seeing a guy who seems to be enjoying himself and having fun.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll make him want to stick around.
You know what? I said that. I don't know if it was last week's show that we did or the week before, and I said it's really strange to me, just as a fan, to see Brock coming out like smiling and like he stopped, like took selfies with fans a couple of weeks ago on Raw or whatever it was.
What about this
I've
week?
never seen that before.
Cowboy Brock this weekend.
Yeah. And then he was on the Pat McAfee show, and how much he was all into that there too.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a whole totally different fun side, even though he goes in the midst, like, he's a private guy. Showtime is showtime, but then he likes to have his privacy though too. So but a lot of people are like that.
And the guy on the other side of the aisle, you look at Roman, and Roman again is firing on all cylinders. This guy's in a different zone area code right now, and he is awesome. And again, you can make a case for either guy coming out of this ahead as the unified champion or winner take all, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to go with Roman Reigns, not only because of the rumors that are going on. It's just there's something there. I have something in my head on what might happen in this one. I don't know if I should throw it out there.
What are the rumors with The Rock? I didn't hear anything about that.
No, they're looking
next
for
year.
For next year.
Yeah, next year's Mania in
I
LA.
didn't hear that at all.
Yeah.
Against Reigns?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Only because of all his schedules of the movies.
Head of the table, leader of the family, and all
there's that too. But then also with the Rock schedule with all the movies and stuff,
right,
like that as well. And like it's only going to be fitting to have that nice long build, that year build, like they did with the whole Cena Rock thing. They did a whole year build, and
one time only. Then the next year it was the same match.
If I could put out my fantasy booking idea here,
Yes, please.
how Roman Reigns gets over on Brock Lesnar because he's never beaten Brock at WrestleMania, as he said in his promo. It looks like Paul Heyman is about to screw Roman Reigns, and like maybe the referee. Let's just say there's a referee bump. Brock looks at Paul and says, "Paul, give me the title." And you know what I mean? Looks like he's about to throw it to him. Brock gets up and he throws it past Brock over to Roman. Roman lays out Brock, does the deal. He ends up going over. And we find out later that Brock had contacted Paul and convinced him to come back and help him win the titles. But Paul did the double secret swerve.
I won't hurt you.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting. Like the whole,
yeah,
the double agent type thing.
Yeah, double secret swerve is what I call it.
Yeah. Heyman is another guy that's like I mentioned the Edge promos. Heyman is just so good. I mean, it's crazy how good he is on the mic. I mean, as the advocate, as the special tribal counsel, or whatever the hell he was calling himself. Yes, my tribal chief. Yes, my tribal chief. That stuff is so good. I mean, that guy's one of the, if not the best talker, I think, in the business. And I think Reigns is, in my opinion, the best worker in the business.
When I started managing myself, I tried the promo wise of trying to speak. I try to, I don't want to say mimic Paul, but also throw a twist of other people in there as well.
You need another couple chins for that.
Yeah. Well, just like borderline him, a little bit of Gary Hart as well.
Oh my God, yeah.
So, but Joey knows what I'm talking about because he was there at Grand Slam when I was working as the manager of a bunch of guys, and hands down, I ain't got to get 2 words out of my mouth, and they already
yeah. Like, can I bring up a quick comparison? We mentioned the other company before. I look at these 2 guys, both of them, Lesnar and Reigns, and them by themselves. I mean, and they look like champions. They carry themselves like champions. They're big dudes. They even without the title belt, I could tell like this guy, just looking at him, as a star.
Right.
I look at their champion on Wednesday nights, and it's just 2 wildly different. I don't even know what the word is. It's just 2 completely different things. It's like, apples and chicken wings or something. I mean, it just seems so wildly different to me that like these guys are just Reigns and Lesnar are just like, Jesus, this is a champion.
No, they stand out is what they do. They stand out. And when you talk about people who look like superstars, they look like absolute superstars.
Yeah.
Because Joe, I'm sure Jimmy will agree, is like that's what the machine does. I'm like they look for those particular individuals, and whatever they find, they like to polish them up. I'm like,
but I'm saying without blatantly taking a shot at AEW, I'm saying they have guys that are like that, big like that, and
but they're not the champions. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But even those big guys there too, some of them don't stand out because they don't
have that personality.
Exactly, because like you said earlier, Joey, this is where you make your money. I mean, you can do a twisting, burning 450 hammer Phoenix splash, and people will go, "Yay!" But at the end of the night, they don't remember that moment.
I don't even remember what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. But they remember personalities. They remember characters. They remember a story. They remember an angle that really gets them invested in the person, not what kind of flippity-do thing they do.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do that stuff. Don't get me wrong. It just has to fit in somewhere and make sense, as opposed to doing it because you can.
Because you can, right.
I got one more scenario before we end tonight's show, though.
Okay.
Let's say Usos come down, start interfering on behalf of Roman. Looks like Brock's gonna have his ass handed to him. Whatever. Brock starts firing back. Ref's knocked out. Ref don't know what the fuck's going on. He's knocked out cold. Brock starts going ape crazy on everyone. What if Rock comes out and
Chris or
helped.
the Rock?
No, not the guy who got slapped on at the Oscars.
Oh, okay, not
No,
that.
not him.
Yeah, I didn't know which one.
Dwayne. Okay, I'll put it like that. DJ.
I don't know him that well.
Yeah, me neither. But what if he came out and lays out Brock for Roman? Come Monday night, Roman can say, "Hey, I beat Brock fair and square. I didn't need nobody's help. I don't know why." Taking shots at like, "Yo, like Rock, I didn't need you there to."
That
Like,
starts
I'm like, "Yo, I just helped your ass out." I'm like,
Right.
you and your Usos was getting their asses handed to use by this beast.
Right.
that kind of shit. And then pulls that trigger to get it rolling.
Interesting. And then
It's a long shot.
Roman says something along the lines of, "You may be the Rock, but I am the head of the table now, so you need to acknowledge me."
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, you've been gone
That's
for
right
too
in
long.
that ballpark.
Like that.
Exactly.
I
My
like
brother keeps trying to pull that because he has a little because he has a resemblance to Roman. He's
Right.
a big dude, got
Oh,
the
wow.
hair, the beard, and all that stuff, which he should be in the business as big as he is. But me, he was always into the bodybuilding type stuff. I was
Right.
always into the wrestling. We said, look, if we would have hooked up, got together years ago, and we would have done this together, even though he loves wrestling too, and if we would have just worked together on this whole thing, me and you could probably be I could be built like a brick house right now,
Right.
and you could have some wrestling skills on for yourself, and who knows where we would currently be right now if we just would have Wonder Twin powers activate type of shit.
Right. Right.
Wow. I know I just had to
Cool.
throw that stupid reference out there.
No, that's cool. I got it.
But that's pretty much what we have for night one and night two. Let me
Awesome.
close
I didn't predict anyone for this because I don't know.
Okay, who
I don't know. I was hoping you didn't notice that I didn't. I
don't really have a prediction, really. Though.
Right, I want to say Reigns, but I mean,
Yeah.
this is so hard to call.
And like if they run this right down the middle, like have this match just be a fair one-upsmanship.
I
like
wish they would. No interferences.
Yeah, exactly. It'd just be a straight up beautiful. It'd be a beautiful work of art.
What if Sable comes out and kills Paul Heyman?
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? She comes out and slaps Paul around or whatever, and Lesnar's distracted by that, and then Roman. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard Sable's name a couple days ago, and I'm like, that would be interesting if she came out at Mania.
It definitely would be. That's for sure. Yeah.
So now I got one more question that I do have to ask, Jim.
Yeah.
Jimmy. What's the score? Because I'm sure you're looking off to the side at the score of the game.
There it is. The Leafs are up 6-3 with only under 2 minutes to go. Yeah. No.
I had to ask because I'm like he's watching the game. I know he's.
No, I'm not.
I know he's watching.
No, I peek over just to see what the score is. That's it.
That's what happens with when we were doing some shows and just what happened, the Eagles be playing on the screen and I got the big screen sitting over there and I'm like trying to see I'm trying to see the TV. I'm trying to watch that. I'm trying to watch that fake stuff with helmets and stuff. But
you're an Eagles fan?
Yes. Yes. I'm from Philadelphia. That's why.
Oh, that's why. Okay. See, I'm a Titans. Being from Toronto, I'm a Titans fan.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. For me, it was because I was an old Houston Oiler fan back in the days of Dan Pastorini, Billy White Shoes Johnson, Earl Campbell, Robert Brazil, and all those guys. And then when they moved to Tennessee, I moved with them.
Well, that there goes along like for me with basketball, like even though I will be a Sixers fan, my time was Charles Barkley when he was there. But as soon as he went to the Phoenix Suns, as soon as he moved over to the Phoenix Suns, I started following him there though.
I was a Sixer fan too, but mainly because of the Doc, Julius Erving.
Oh man. And Joey hates sports talk because they're
No, I don't care.
because they're all fake. It's fake.
No,
stuff to him.
it's because I don't hate sports talk. I'm not in anything else besides wrestling and baseball. And my team is the Mets, and they're abysmal after like the third or fourth game in every season. So I'm so used to cheering for a team that gets just kicked down, and
There you go.
every time I'm like, I was born and raised a Met fan, and my father, God rest his soul, if I ever came home with anything Yankees, he probably would have thrown me out of the house.
Oh, wow.
I'm blessed that I mean, he's passed away now, but I'm blessed that he accepted my wife, who was a Yankees fan. But he is in love with her, so she was okay. But
There you go.
it's just like it's every season. It's like, oh, Mets are doing great, the first 3 or 4 games, and then or 3 or 4 weeks, I should say, and then oh wow, they lost 75-1, and then it just continues down that spiral till the next season. Like, this is terrible.
You know what I feel bad right now about? No, I really feel bad. The whole time we're talking,
Oh no.
I could have had this.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we weren't recording. I was going to say no, don't say that.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
But it's definitely inside the description. So if you are watching this still, go back, check out the description, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, whatever. The links are in there. You can click on Amazon. You can get his book, The 3 Count: My Life in Stripes as a WWE referee, as well as you can buy some. Yep, or you can buy some of his other merchandise, the T-shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com. Jimmy the Ref. So
I love that.
And hopefully he would have more mugs and stuff to go out there so other people can have stuff to drink out of. Then that'd be great.
There you go.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Joey,
that's a great gift, man. I like that's
awesome.
Yeah.
I outkicked my coverage. Let me put it that way.
You know what, Joe? For this for these next shows that we have listed, these next 5 other shows we're doing,
right,
we're gonna have this streaming on the bottom of every show for the next 5
cool.
shows.
Excellent.
We got 3 shows on Saturday, a show on Sunday, and we're doing Monday right before Raw too as well. So yeah, we're gonna.
Hey, I want to plug one more thing that's not down there. Although Jimmy's Twitter's down there, you gotta watch his ref and rants every day. First of all, the most amazing thing, I've said this in before, they're always 59 seconds to 1 minute. It's amazing. The timing is just impeccable every single time. And I listen, but I swear at least 3 or 4 days out of the week, I would just watch the timer on my phone. I'm like, oh, this one's going to go over. And it never does. I'm just so amazed by that every single time.
That's what happens when you have a great producer.
Yeah. we almost had a great producer, but we're still in.
Pat.
No. Well, we're still in negotiations.
Oh, you're talking Awesome Kong.
Kong. Yeah. She's like,
we had Kia on a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, "I'll come on here and produce your show. I'll get some guests on here." I'm like, "All
right." Jimmy, it was a pleasure having you on. It was great to hear your knowledge, what your outtakes, what you think what's going to happen, and. Now, if you really like to talk sports, I'm sure some of our guys at Devereaux would love to have you jump in as a guest. They do cover hockey as well, too. So that there could be a plus.
I'll save that because I haven't been as diehard this season as I have been in the past. But you never know. You never know. I might jump on there. Maybe when NFL season strikes up again, because I am a huge Titans fan. I really am.
All right. And as soon as if me and Joey can get our shit together, and let's say we try to run something down in our neck of the woods down this area, we would love to have you come down as a guest, whether it be seminars, ref, or whatever.
I wanted to get Jimmy down here for when I retired for my last match, and we just couldn't swing it. We talked about it briefly, and I realized I wasn't going to be able to do it, so it kind of fizzled off with the conversation. But I would love to have had that. But yeah, we would love to get you down here to do something, even a seminar. I like I said, I learned a lot from watching your seminar and video. By the way, anyone watching this, look for Refereeing 101 with Jimmy Korderas. It is I believe it's joe-dombrowski.com.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I remember that.
There's a special guest appearance in there by Paul London as well.
Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that always sticks out to me, and I'll keep this short, but and I did a seminar in Scranton a couple years ago, shortly after our, or actually no, it was before my last match. And one of the things I brought up, and I credited you for it, so I didn't steal this from you, but was when a guy's in the corner holding the tag rope and the ref looks over like as if he did something and he just walks away.
Right.
I don't remember the whole concept now, but it was instead of just walking all the way down here where you can obviously turn around and go right back.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I'm sorry. I think it was stay here with the tag rope and still like, hey, I didn't do anything. When the heel is behind the ref's back. But instead of doing that, maybe walk down the apron a little bit so it looks like you're not going to just, it looks like you can't just grab the baby face as soon as the ref turns around again and do whatever. At least it looks a little bit more believable and you're a little bit further away.
Right.
It was something along those lines. But I remembered that and I spoke about that in the seminar. And like the main idea behind that was like it's the little things and it's always the little things. And, people don't pick up on that as much as they claim to, I guess.
Exactly. Like it's. I'll give you an example. The show we used to do up here in Canada, my producer and I were sitting when SummerSlam was up here in 2019.
Right.
And I'm sitting beside him. We're watching a match, and I'm not going to call out the referee who was in the match. But he thought the false finish happened, and he looked at me. He goes, "Oh, I thought that was it." And I said, "Nope." He said, "What?" I said, "No." He said, "So here comes another false finish." He goes, "Ooh, that was close." I said, "No." He says, what are you doing?" I said, I hate to put it to you this way, and I probably did too back in the day. Referees, a lot of them have a tell.
Yeah.
Between false finishes and the actual finish. And he says, "Well, what is it?" I said, "I don't want to tell you."
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, come on, you could tell me." I said, "Look, if I tell you, you won't be able to unsee it."
Right.
He says, "Please tell me." I said, "Okay. Here we go. This is what he does." So
Yeah.
I told him, and he goes, "Oh, you're right." Now I can't unsee it. I said, "That's why I don't want." And even on my ref and rants or anything like that, I will never call anybody out and point it out.
Right.
Because if I do, then people will see it.
Yeah. So there
if
was
I run into them personally, I will explain to him and say, "Hey,
yeah, of course,
you know what you do? You do this." And
it's it's almost you do it enough where it's almost obvious. But yeah. So when I mentioned before that I was trained as a referee, so somebody actually asked that there was a Q&A session after, I think it was 3 sessions we did when I was in training to become a wrestler. And I was like, look, I just want to learn everything. Like I want to wrestle, but I want to learn refereeing and managing and, ring announcing and commentary. And I've done all of it now. But yeah, there was a tell where it was always, if you ever see me go down to count and I go to my knees, that means it's only a 2 count. And I was always like, I never understood that. Why? And then like by the 3rd session, he's like, okay, I'll answer you now because I'm getting right back up because that's not the finish. If you see me go down on my stomach, then it's a 3 count because I'm not getting back up. That's that's like my thing. And I'm like, all right, I get it. Now that makes sense. And I went back and watched matches that guy reffed and I see it. Right. And to this day, like you said, I can't unsee it. I always see it now. Right. And I mean, it's not like a detriment or anything like that, but I never thought of that back then. I never noticed it just as a fan. And then once it was explained to me, like I said, when I go to my knees, that's only because I'm getting right back up because that's a 2 count. It's a falsie.
Right. Right.
So it makes a lot of sense. I like that. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Jimmy, do you have any final plugs or anything you would like to get out before we wrap this show up?
No, you guys covered pretty much everything. But I will say this: you guys were awesome. I enjoyed myself.
I appreciate it so much.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking me to come on. I really appreciate it. And who knows? What's the next big pay-per-view coming up?
WrestleMania.
After WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah, come on.
Stand and deliver. Well,
maybe SummerSlam we could do this again or something like that.
That would be cool. I don't know what it is, but
maybe I could be a Big 4 guy.
That would be amazing.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
I would definitely like the sound of that.
There you go.
Most definitely.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
And if I can get a hold of Sam,
buddy. Thank you.
And if I can get a hold of Sam, we can get Sam on too, maybe.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Big Sam. Yeah, Big Sam. That'd be great. Yeah.
That would be like one of these things, not like the other.
Of course, knowing me, he'd be like, "Ooh, it's past my bedtime."
Yeah.
But it's all good. Jimmy, thank you once again. It was a huge honor having you on.
Thank you so much, my friend.
My pleasure, guys.
And I'm looking to learn a lot more from you just seeing your rants and whatever you tweet about.
Those are the greatest things ever.
Because we never stop learning, no matter how small it is.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just put over one more time how amazed I am with the timing on the ref and rant? It's seriously, Chio. I watch every day, and I swear, like I said, at least 3 or 4 days out of the week, I'm watching the timer. I'm like, this is going to be the one.
I wish my wife were around, because then I could show you the reason
is she the
why.
one filming it?
Yeah,
Okay.
she films every single one of them.
So those aren't edited down to be 58 seconds, right? Because there's no cuts or breaks or anything.
Nope, it isn't.
I can probably tell you, Joey. I can probably tell you why off the air, so that way we don't let people figure it out. Just like he says, he don't want to give away that tell, so we don't want to give away the secrets.
There's always at least one day of the week where I'm like, this is gonna be the one where, like, because he's like, he'll be like, okay, so last night on Dynamite, I'm like, oh god, I know what he's talking about already. I would talk for a month about this, so this is gonna be the one where it's a minute and a half. And he's like, 59 seconds.
Oh,
Take
hey,
care. I'm like, whoa.
hold on a sec here.
Uh-oh.
I want you to meet she can't hear you, or what?
Oh.
Can you hear?
Kind of.
Say hello.
Well, it's not in her ear yet.
Hello.
Hi, I'm
Joe.
Joe. Pleasure to
And
meet you.
That's you.
I love your husband, by the way. He's great.
Aw, nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Nice
Hey,
to meet
listen.
you too.
Did I tell you I outkicked my coverage?
This guy's videos are only a minute long. If he has to cut them and redo them, that's not good. One shot. He's one shot, Jimmy.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Every one of them. I'm amazed. It's great.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Talking to you.
Thank you.
That was
All right.
awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
we got a cameo.
There you go.
I can't wait to tell my wife that Mrs. K popped on.
There you go.
Very excited
The real,
about that.
the real producer behind the screen.
Exactly.
That
The
makes
brains
the
of the
magic.
outfit.
She
Hey,
makes
mine
the
is-
magic happen.
Mine is my better half too.
Exactly.
thought
So
it was
mine's
Buddy.
a lot smarter than me, also. So
I thought it was Buddy.
Yeah. Kayfabe, brother.
yeah, Super K5 that. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Dude, oh my God, I'm looking at the time here. We're almost
Yeah.
pushing 2 hours. I thought we were only going to do an
wow.
hour show.
Yeah, I was hoping
Holy
to do
crap.
an hour. Sorry,
Yeah.
man.
No,
We got wrapped up into things here.
exactly.
Yeah. Thank you
All right.
again, Jimmy. I really appreciate this.
My
Thank you
pleasure,
so much.
guys. Take care, guys. Thank
Hey.
you again, and
Thank
until
you
the
very
next time.
much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Unless I get you on Twitter first.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Thank you. All right, Joseph. That was great.
Yeah, man, that was so cool. I love that guy. I mean, he's just been so cool to me. We've actually never met in person. We've podcasted together once before, like 1,000 years ago. I tweeted something like, "Hey, call us at this whatever the number was for my old live show," and he called, and I was like, "Oh, this is great." And then we were planning to do dinner one night after Raw. It was the Raw after WrestleMania, the last time they were in New Jersey, not last year or the year before, whatever it was, but maybe 2013 it was, something like that. It was gonna be me, him, and Arda Okal.
Yeah.
And I was standing there in the arena, and they're right there by the ring, and I'm like, guys, I'm over here, and I couldn't stay because security threw me out. Because they both,
Of course, with a face like that, who wouldn't?
they were both like, "Oh, we work for WWE, so we're good." And I'm like, I'm back here. They didn't know I was there. They didn't see me standing there waiting for them. So security threw me out. I talked to them, and they were like, "Oh man, blah blah blah." So we couldn't make it work. But we talk all the time on Twitter, every couple days at least. And I love Jimmy. He's a really good dude, and I super appreciate him doing this.
Yeah. Just
I gotta get out of here
want to throw.
myself. Oh my
I just
God.
want to throw a quick note out there. Earlier, I botched up a little bit, where I forgot somebody's show name. I'm gonna give a shout out to Tiffany Ann, and she runs the Indie Wrestling Corner. So there, I gotta remember that. I'm bad at whether it's somebody's last names or trying to make sure everyone has the right show name behind them. I will get a list of the affiliates who do hang out with us in chat rooms and how we plug each other. Also, my man Alex Watt over at the High Tension Wrestling Network, great dude there, and a whole host of others, Bob Culture Wrestling Podcast as well. But we're gonna keep it moving as
Moving.
far
I
as
gotta get out of here.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to keep it moving because I still got to eat dinner.
Yeah.
By the way, and
Hey, speaking of Alex, did you see Alex Ryman came home today?
yes, I did.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got
Yeah.
home safe and everything was good over there.
Yeah. So sorry to hear that for Jersey. But with that being said, once again, thank you graciously to Jimmy Korderas for joining us here on this WrestleMania breakdown of night 1 and night 2. We will be on. We got a couple shows listed. We will be
by the book.
Yes, the 3 count. We will be on Saturday morning.
Yes,
that's
11
right.
a.m. Eastern.
For Breakfast at Body Slams, we're going to do a special edition there. We're going to be talking about the Hall of Fame that would happen Friday night, and maybe we'll run down about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which just happens to be going on SmackDown. Then later on, right after that, at 12, because we're going to try to keep it short, then at 12 o'clock, we're going to do a pop-up pipe bomb show where me and T will be here as well. Me and him's going to do a pre and a post NXT Stand and Deliver show as well. Then Sunday is going to be our night 1 review of WrestleMania with the 3 of us for Breakfast and Body Slams. And then we're going to do a special pop-up, a short one, hopefully, at what time we said? 7, yeah. At 7 p.m. Yep. 7 p.m. on Monday night, right before Raw, just so we can run down what we got to see on night 2 of WrestleMania. So yeah, so we got this is the first one out of 6, and we got 5 more to go. So if you want to check us out on any one of our social media pages on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Instagram, simply go to bodyslamspodcast.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, and find out when we are on live. Also, if you want to support us, like this nice tea we got here for Thursday Night Slam, as you're on our website, go to the Pod Shop section and click on it. It'll go directly over to the Spring, and they'll produce all the product. They'll send it to you, what t-shirt you want, directly to you. We get a small percentage portion of that to help us go back and fund this production that we have. So with that being said, Joe, do you have any final words for the people out there?
Follow me on all social platforms at Joey Image TV. Thank you again, Jimmy Korderas. I had a blast talking to him for a lot longer than I expected. But yeah, we'll be back Saturday morning, 11 a.m. And I personally will see y'all then.
Yes, indeed. I'm Chio. That's Joey. And we are out of here.
This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy.